Hello everybody. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a Pilates flow for your lower back. Now your lower back, what we actually want is we want the stretch. A lot of us, when we sit a lot, the lower back tends to compress, and that's where immobility comes in. That's where aches and pains start to happen. So in this Pilates inspired flow, we're going to stretch the lower back, stretch the spine, and hopefully you feel a lot more mobilized afterwards. So let's start in a seated position. Have your legs straight out in front of you. Now, wiggle around to make sure you're sitting on your sit bones. Flex your feet. Okay, if you're having trouble sitting up tall initially, you can have your knees bent slightly, just for this one. Okay, wherever you are, inhale, reach the arms over your head. And as you exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, arms over your head, palms touch. Exhale to lower. Inhale again, arms up. Exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale and hold here. As you exhale, bring the arms straight out in front of you, parallel. Keeping this, keep the palms facing the floor. Keep the fingertips together and extend out of your shoulders. So you really reach the arms forward. Now, from here, keep the arms where they are. Tuck your chin to your chest, bending the back of your neck. Now from here, bend the upper back. As you push the upper back towards the wall behind you, start to round your spine. Looking at your thighs, start to round the mid-back, round the lower back as you reach the arms forward. So we're coming into a spine stretch, reaching forward with a rounded back. Inhale, slowly coming back up, but articulate through your spine. So the lower back comes up, mid-back comes up, upper back comes up. You're sitting nice and tall. Again, inhale. Exhale, start to round from the neck, from the cervical spine. As you reach forward, push the lower back towards the back of your room. Belly button into your spine. Inhale, slowly come back, stacking up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Again, chin to your chest, round the back. Stretch the arms forward and look towards your thighs. Inhale to stack the spine, lower back, mid-back, upper back, chin and head. 1 more, last one. Chin to chest, rounding from the upper back, mid-back, lower back. Stretching forward, arms are straight. Inhale to articulate back up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good, and then release the arms down. Okay, come to sit in the middle of your mat. We're going to be rolling back, so making sure you have space behind you. Stretch the legs out in front of you and lie flat on your back. Okay, now bend your knees, hug your knees into your chest. We're going to be going for some roll over positions, but we're going to work on the roll up first. So stretch the legs straight out in front of you. Flex your feet. Now bring the arms over your head. Tuck your chin to your chest and rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. So the head lifts first. Chin tucks underneath. Upper back lifts off. Mid back lifts off. Shoulder blades also lift off. From here, can you come into your spine stretch? So rounding the back, arms are forward. And then you slowly articulate back up into a sitting position. We're going to go like that 2 more times. Roll down, tuck the tailbone underneath, lower back touches the mat, mid back touches the mat, upper back touches the mat. Inhale, arms over your head. Now rolling up, chin to your chest. Shoulder blades lift off the floor. Upper back lifts off the floor. Mid back lifts off the floor. lower back, and you come into your spine stretch. So same thing as just now. Inhale to slowly rise up, articulate through the spine. Seated position. Coming into your roll down, chin to your chest. Tuck the pelvis under, lower back touches the mat, mid back to the mat, upper back. You're lying flat on the floor, arms come back up. Rolling up, chin to your chest. Shoulder blades lift off. Upper back lifts off. Use momentum if you need to. Rounding the back. Coming into your spine stretch. And then slowly articulate the spine to sit up tall. Okay, we're going to do one more roll down and we're going to stay there. So rolling down, tucking the pelvis underneath. Lower back touches the floor. Mid back to the floor. Upper back to the floor. And then fully rest. Resting the body. Breathing deeply. Now slide your feet together and bend the left foot. Place the left foot on the floor. Now right foot on the floor. Can you make sure your right heel is in line with your left knee? Once you have that distance, you can bend the left foot and have it meet the right. So we're in a knee bent position. The knees are together to start, and both feet are pressing heavy into the mat. Now, pay attention to your pelvis. So bring awareness into your pelvis. We're going to go for some pelvic tilts. So as you inhale, can you arch the back, tilting the pelvis and pushing the sit bones into the mat? As you exhale, can you tilt the pelvis underneath like a bowl of water, scooping back? In this position, your glutes are working, your lower back is touching the floor. Inhale to arch, the pelvis tilts, sit bones ground into the floor, and you really feel this curve in your lower back. Exhale, pelvis comes underneath. As it tilts back, the lower back presses firmly into the mat. 2 more like this. Inhale to arch. Pelvis tilts backwards and over. And as you exhale, tilt the pelvis. Scoop the bowl of water over. 1 more. Tilt the pelvis, arching the back. And exhale everything out as you tilt the pelvis back under. Lower back presses into the mat. Okay, keep this pelvic tilt position. Now push your feet strongly into the mat, arms by your side. We're going to go for some pelvic presses. So tilt the pelvis underneath, lift the pelvis off the floor, and then push strongly into your feet to lift the lower back, mid back, and upper back all the way up to like a bridge pose. As you exhale, lower back down to the mat, mid back, lower back, pelvis and tailbone untucks. Again, tilt the pelvis underneath, lift the pelvis off the floor, scooping the lower back, mid back and upper back off the floor. In, exhale to release, slowly pacing the spine back to the floor. 1 more time, inhale to lift. Good, keep the glutes active, squeeze the outer hips in. And as you exhale, slowly pacing the spine back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Good, release, both legs straight. Okay, now we're going to go for your rollovers. So make sure you have space behind you. And then stretch both legs up towards the ceiling. Okay, with your legs straight, have your hands by your side. Now your pelvis is going to tilt underneath. So similar to your bridge poses, pelvic presses just now, it's going to tilt underneath as you bring the legs over your head. So here, to have both legs straight, tilt the pelvis underneath and then lift your hips off the floor, sending the toes behind your head. And then to slowly come down, we lower back down, upper back, mid back, lower back. To release. The toes don't have to touch the floor, but the direction is going back and down. Let's try 2 more times. Inhale to roll over. Exhale, slowly pacing the spine down, vertebrae by vertebrae, giving the spine a little bit more mobility as we work with precision and control. This one is much harder for some people. One last one. Inhale to come up. And then slowly control as you lower all the way to the floor. Okay, bend your knees, hug your knees into your chest. And then place your feet on the floor. Windshield wipers with the feet. Have the feet mat width distance. Lower your knees towards the right. Lower your knees towards the left. Again, towards the right. And then towards the left. Come back to center, both knees into your chest, and slowly sit up. Thank you again for joining me on the mat today for this 10-minute spinal flow. I hope it feels better in your back and that you feel a bit more stretched in the lower back area. Work in progress for me also, but every day we show up and we do what we can because the little moments count. All the little movements, all the little moments we do, they all count, and it leads you to something bigger and better.